I mean, this G2 roster, is high risk, high reward play style, and NRG just stay consistent the whole time. Oh my gosh!
When you have JNaps strikes it right in the middle of the defenders. Justin tries to carry this heads up from Rizzo.
I didn't even see JNaps. I was on auto cam that whole time. I didn't see him come through, and his car just exploded on my screen and puts in just the most high velocity shot you can.
And that's why this is going to be back and forth, because yes, Justin can catch that off the back wall, but Rizzo's going to be in your face to set JNaps up for the play. So 10 seconds in and we already have a goal for G2.
I mean, that got my heart going.
Taking his time, Garrett just trying to keep it away from JNaps on the play, and Rizzo, solid touch over to JNaps. G2, also a strong transition game. Rizzo staying with this and couldn't find the touch. Justin was going for the block as well.
I mean, Gibbs gave Chicago so much love on the desk, and we saw a 50% shooting percentage. I mean, he had 16 shots against the Birds. No matter who you're playing against, 50% is something you got to pay attention to with shooting percentage. Let's see if he can do it here. JNaps with a shot on net. Gets it in, the second goal for him.
This pass from Chicago. Turbo trying to clear this away, but the touch gets away from him. But that touch by Chicago right to JNaps, just perfectly placed. 2 goals already for the knapsack in the first minute. So G2, a high-powered offense.
Yeah.
They scored quickly, and I could see Gibbs the whole way on the other desk. He's leaning back, nodding his head. He's like, I told him, high-powered.
But NRG, I mean, they just got to break out of their own half. Give Justin this ball. It was a debate on the desk. Is it individual players who will shine like Justin and carry this team, or is it all of them working together? Here comes Chicago.
Knocked away to the corner, but G2, you know, I wasn't trying to knock their aggressive play style. I think it suits them very well.
High risk, high reward. I mean, you go for that. It's difficult, but when it works, they're the best team in Rocket League.
And even if it's high risk, they score so much of the time that, you know, sometimes they let one in, but they've already mounted a lead half the time. So when you're that good on offense, yeah, you can afford to let a couple goals go in. It doesn't matter. But NRG with Garrett finding Justin, his shot blocked by Chicago off the post anyway. JNaps trying to get that one out, and Turbo sneaks it by him. Garrett around the corner. Justin wanted that pass, but that slight touch by Rizzo puts it over his head. Turbo, almost a pinch off the ceiling. Kind of rolled out, and Chicago will clear this away again. Justin controlling to the backside, or to the opposite side, and Rizzo's touch did not help G2 at all here. JNaps trying to get up, losing to Justin on the touch. Justin back to this, wants to keep it away from Chicago, who's hunting closely.
What a touch.
Ooh, good block by Justin. JNaps keeping that one away, and no one can find it. Turbo gets it free off the backboard, breaking down for G2.
Turbo with great patience. He dribbles basically the whole team. JNaps trying to get a back pass in, but Chicago was not ready for it. Turbo's going to take advantage of that and put NRG on the board here in this first game.
And JNaps really wanted to keep that ball away from NRG, and you know, you like that idea for the back pass, but just a little too much power.
I don't think Chicago was ready. Maybe not communicated, but either way, I mean, Turbo, he says, I'm going to take this for free.
So NRG take what they're given, but here's Chicago, who will score as it bounces off the backboard, and G2 get their insurance right back.
I mean, Turbo, the guy who just got the goal, falls a little bit short on defense here. He's not fast enough and misreads the backboard bounce. Chicago punishing the same way that Turbo just did to this G2 defense.
Chicago, his first goal. Also the owner of an assist off of a JNaps goal. Rizzo will take the point. G2 have been winning this kickoff pretty consistently.
Yeah.
Every time G2 wins the kickoff, it's so tough to get by them on offense. They do right here. Justin back to Garrett. Garrett, a great block. But there will be no follow-up as G2 head the other way. It's been G2 on the transition. I thought it was NRG who were going to find the advantage on transition, but it's been exactly the opposite. Garrett has Turbo. They have a net. It's wide open. And now we're within one.
Decision-making is such a core element with this G2 play style. When you go for the ball as that third man, how aggressive are you going to be? And right here, it falls short. third man decides to go for the ball, and it's an open net just to dribble in.
And a one-goal game for NRG. Justin grabbing the follow-up off the kickoff. It's boom downfield again. And Turbo, he doesn't care what car he plays with. He'll play with, I want to see Turbo play with every car in the RLCS. That's what I want the goal. I'm still waiting for Roadhog. One day he's going to hop in a Roadhog.
I don't know if I want to see that one.
That would be beautiful. Low bounce off the side wall, and Justin will actually take that downfield. Rizzo, bounce off the ceiling for JNaps. Demo kills the quick attack. JNaps gets there quickly against Turbo.
Lots of space.
And Justin will take it, fighting Chicago for the ball. It bounces out. JNaps tries to get time. And everyone is covering everybody on this pitch. Every single touch, it's a jump ball. Justin, taken away by Chicago. Turbo, light pass to Garrett, and Garrett tried to find his way past the defense. He at least retains possession here with Justin on the rotation. Justin bounces that off of a G2 car. Turbo, his touch will be favorable for Garrett. Tie game. This gets by everybody off that touch. It bounces up.
A misplay from the MVP of the team. Chicago just barely hits it on the roll-off. And I don't think either Rizzo or JNaps had time to react or expected that from Chicago.
G2 mistakes.
I mean, just punishing G2 right now.
Yeah, that's two huge errors by G2 now. We have a tie game with 30 seconds left. JNaps can't get back to that touch. If he had maybe a lick more boost. Oh, good fake.
Another
Turbo.
one.
Oh, he almost gets his way by Chicago. Justin's there, blocked by JNaps. Justin beat by Chicago. Chicago the other way. That's all he has. The follow-up is there. Rizzo on the rotation, blocked by Turbo. Still in midfield for G2. Trying to test that backboard to buy some time for G2 to grab a little bit more boost. Now they take an aggressive point. JNaps throws that one up high and away. That's a bounce off the ramp here for NRG. Good touch by Chicago. Rizzo wants to play this. Can't get it to the ramp. We got overtime.
Rizzo trying to keep that one up in the corner there, but falls short. And now, the kickoff right away. It's the first time we've seen G2 pretty much lose possession right away. And I'm just waiting on the edge of my seat to see how they push up and where they make that offensive line on the defense end of NRG.
Oh, that shot just wide. That was a fast one. Garrett carrying this. He wants Turbo, and Turbo gets the demo onto JNaps, but can't find the ball. Justin bumping Rizzo here, but Rizzo has about a second more time. And then makes the challenge against Garrett, slows him down, but here's Garrett off the ceiling. Can't do much with it. G2 meeting NRG at the punch here on the blue half of the field.
Oh, the bump.
And that will give G2 a chance. But another great clear.
No
Justin
way.
jumped on the side wall from the opposite side of the pitch. This is off the backboard, and it will be taken away by Rizzo.
I mean, you don't even see Justin in the air at that point. And the pressure's still on for NRG. JNaps winning a challenge. And, thankfully they get away with Justin's post hit.
Oh, Justin, good touch to Garrett. They can't find the net. These things are off the post. NRG, granted, it's been difficult. G2 are playing great defense. Chicago bounces that out. It's off the ramp, and it's off the post. Chicago, he tried to get that under his car to push it straight in. Just too tight of an angle. Chicago, another clear. Good catch by Justin, and flipped it over Chicago. But still G2, quick pass. Shot blocked by Turbo. Fast shot from Rizzo.
I mean, that was a laser. Turbo with the reaction speed, the prediction in net. Sometimes you just got to jump for it, and he manages to make contact.
JNaps picking up the demo for Chicago to take this. Justin past the Turbo. Looking for Justin off the back wall. Has a shot. Turbo. It's off the post. Where's Garrett? There he is. NRG. They take game one.
The back and forth give and go. Turbo to Justin. Justin back to Turbo with a slight post miss. Chicago couldn't read it enough. And Garrett G follows through with the cleanup. NRG switched the momentum that G2, caught at the beginning of the series with JNaps' first goal.
And this was such a preventable loss for G2. They were up 3-1 in this game. They had the lead still late, up by 1, and then just that mistouch from Chicago. He wanted to clear it out quickly. They were feeling the pressure from NRG, but then that mistouch from Chicago gave NRG the time. Earlier, the net was wide open for NRG to pull it within 1. this time, G2 really mistake-free Rocket League in overtime for the most part, and then they get killed off of that bounce on the post, and Chicago just couldn't grab it.
I mean, that's just so demoralizing. The flip from Chicago trying to get it, his teammates not ready, and they were looking fantastic on offense. Rizzo shots, that one laser we saw Turbo get a block on. I have no idea how we got a save on that.
Just got to jump, baby.
And then JNABs, the instant shot at the beginning of the match, that was G2, their offense at their peak, but their defense just falling short to these tiny, tiny mistakes that could be fixed up so easily.
It's the one thing that is the killer for G2 in this series. They're able to get out to these leads.
Yeah.
It's holding those leads that they seem to have issues with when it comes to matchups like this against NRG. That being said, still so close of a series. Tiny mistakes are what makes the difference in a series against, as you said, behemoths like G2 and NRG. So,
I mean,
what do you think, Turtle? What do you think, Game 2? That's a wide open question.
I think they have to make up for that. You can't make mistakes like that every single game. I want to see if Chicago can hit that 50% shooting accuracy he had last weekend. And Justin still himself, he's been a bit more quiet, letting Turbo and Garrett do some saving, but Justin as well, getting those passing in.
G2 start this from midfield. Garrett gets in the way. Turbo, just a little pop-up for Justin. Back over to Garrett, NRG. Chicago, the only man back here for G2. He gets a solid clear over to Rizzo. And Rizzo knew the whole time Chicago was going to get there. He almost carries it. Into the box. Chicago up for this. Bouncer off. This is dangerous for G2. Rizzo able to get up. Back over to JNABs. Well handled on the defensive end.
Oh, what a touch.
Demo for Turbo. Gave a little bit of space, but really just opened the way for the clear down the field. So both teams trying to work their way through the gaps. It feels like every single challenge. Just both cars barely finding an advantage. Both players commit Rizzo and JNABs on G2 to try to force that in. Chicago. G2. On NRG's corner, and both Garrett and Turbo getting tied up together, but they still move down the pitch. Justin stuck on top of the ball. Chicago will take the point.
I mean, some kickball so far, back and forth. Nobody really able to maintain possession in either team's half, let alone the corners. And it's that defensive rotation, staying on the walls, staying in that corner to get these great clears in the positioning. And Rizzo, so strong, taking the midfield boost, things like that, help maintain and alleviate any form of pressure.
Turbo sees Garrett downfield. Garrett will get a clean look at that touch, forces JNABs up, and he does a great job catching and then carrying and finding, or Chicago finding that ball as well. So good team effort. This one cut off by Turbo Pulsa. Rizzo uses that second hop to get a little more height. Garrett can't find it. Justin, solid clear. G2 will have to reset. Touch will be Turbo's. Rizzo a little far up on that play. Now the demo for Justin. So Turbo gets the demo. Justin scores. NRG an early lead.
Turbo hunting down the goalkeeper right now. So much confidence. I don't even think he expected Rizzo to miss. He just says, I'm going to turn in here. It's a free demo. Justin takes advantage of it. And they start out with a physical play from NRG.
Yeah, on that touch, or the Chicago challenge.
There it is again.
Rizzo a little... Oh, that one off the... Air dribbles are always so pretty. They're just pretty to look at.
You just hear us in awe.
Yeah. Chicago. That one off the corner, and it'll be taken away. G2. Locking down. There's a good pass over to Rizzo, beating one defender. JNABs just getting up to that ball.
And Rizzo being annoying. I've seen him so many times take these full boosts in midfield and in the corner. Not any bumps or physical plays coming out, but trying to starve NRG, who seem to be unfazed by any of it.
And Rizzo will take this as well. I mean, not just Rizzo. We saw Chicago in the back corner as well against NRG. They're stealing a lot of the boosts. It's forcing NRG in this position where you see them giving G2 space because, like you said, Turtle, they're losing this boost battle right now. But they have the lead. They're doing well covering the net. And they're able to grab a couple of boosts as well. Now they move back down to G2 territory. But again, playing back on it, Turbo dumps this back downfield. Justin waiting for this touch. won't be able to get back to it. Chicago tries to clear this out. Garrett has that low against the backboard. Turbo forces it, and he gets another touch. Garrett coming up now against the challenge for Chicago. NRG pressing right now, looking for insurance.
Yeah, G2 barely getting to every single shot right now, throwing themselves at the ball. You like to think any form of starvation on their side of the field, and they can't make these challenges at all.
But all it takes is one mistake or one transition for G2 to tie this up. Boomer downfield for Rizzo. Rizzo keeps this one high. Chicago grabbing every small pad he can to get to this in that touch. He was a little too far up onto it. He wasn't able to get up in time. Now Garrett. Great job by Rizzo, his third man.
Yeah.
Boomer downfield. NRG seemed content to just keep booming and daring G2 to try to score on them. They've cut off these passes, handled every rebound. About 30 seconds left. NRG, it feels like they almost stole game one away from G2. And now G2 can't seem to get a shot on net in the second half of game two.
And we don't really see the aggressive play style, the risky midfield passes. Garrett G with an opening. Rizzo,
ooh,
what a save from him.
Justin, light tap, forcing Chicago to play it out to the corner. A win from JNAPS, but losing to Justin quickly there. JNAPS trying to play it out to the side. G2 are out of time. They have to move downfield. That one, Rizzo tried to catch it out, but the ball bounced up. Turbo read it so well. Kills time. Chicago can't get there. He gets bumped by Turbo. The ball stays in the air. Justin says enough of that. And NRG 1 game away from sweeping G2.
I mean, I don't know what it was about this second game, but G2, they could not connect with each other. They were so bunched up in the midfield. I think a big part of that was forcing themselves to get in front of every single shot that NRG was taking. The pressure was there. The dominance on the field was so prevalent. And G2, you throw yourself at the challenge, and you got to force yourself to rotate back. You don't have time to look for your teammate. And
there was a point in this game where G2 were controlling the boost really well, and NRG were giving them space, but G2 kept giving them the ball back. And that was the frustrating thing. It's like G2, you have the space, don't kick it downfield. And I think that's a product of that pressure.
He just at the end there, Rizzo had a chance to do what you're saying, Jordan. Keep the ball close, go for a dribble. He went for the flick, and even then, I don't know who. I think it was Justin who got the dunk and kept the pressure forward. So even when they try that, it just seems to fail.
One more game for NRG, and they might sweep G2 here, but I think there's still a lot of great things for definitely. G2. This game felt like it got away from them because the desperation of we got to move down the field, or when they did get on the offensive half, NRG's defense, I mean, they cut off the angle so many times for G2. They only had 4 shots on net.
Yeah.
If you're stopping this offense, you're doing something right. So you got to give credit to this NRG defense.
I think a big part of that could be their ability to read midfield passes. You see G2, their game plan, always look midfield, try and get an infield pass. NRG, if they push themselves up, get into that space that G2 loves to abuse, that can be a problem and force them to go for these solo plays.
We'll see. Can G2 right this ship now? A 3-0 sweep would be massive. This is contention for top 2 between these two teams. So every game matters. JNAPS kicks this away. Rizzo already feeling the pressure from NRG here. Chicago downfield. Does he have another touch? That one's going to be high up, and 2 members up now. Justin jumping as well. Turbo on the transition. Low bounce off the wall, and will be taken away by Chicago. G2 would have liked to play some offense there, but Chicago ended up completely misreading where that ball was headed.
Yeah.
Rizzo did grab the ball, but it's cut off by Turbo in midfield. This is what NRG did well in game number 2.
And I'm trying to pay attention right now to Rizzo and where he's really trying to fit himself into the field. If he's going to push up, be aggressive, or is he going to fall into this passive state that we've seen so much? Right there is a great challenge from him. Want to see him be aggressive and fuel, that risky play style from G2.
Rizzo was blocked by Turbo. The pass cut off by JNAPS. And now G2 moved down the field, but then again blocked.
And Garrett G, he's pushing himself forward right there. He's saying, I know G2. I know you guys love to do these infield passes. Let me put myself in that spot, in that position. Wherever the space is of the pass, I want to be in there. And Garrett G doing a great job of acknowledging that.
A great understanding of what's going to happen next for NRG. They've really, since game 2, game 1 was very back and forth, but this right now, it feels like it's all NRG. G2 struggling to clear this ball out. Rizzo forced to get back to this around the corner. Even when they're on defense, G2 want to push up. They're just waiting for that quick transition. Chicago forced back again. Turbo just waiting, and he pops it up and gives Justin a chance at the challenge.
I mean, Justin, he goes up for that, knowing full and well he's going to lose his speed to the ball, and goes for the dunk and gets a perfect prediction. Now let's see Turbo here on the defensive end. What a read, but here comes Rizzo with the shot.
Oh, too light. Rizzo, it was a tough angle to hit. And even forcing a double commit out of NRG, but a good save, and Rizzo couldn't get back to that touch. Justin has a pass to Turbo. Justin. 1-0 NRG.
I mean, at what point is this even a pass? I think he just outpaced JNAP so well.
What a touch.
Behind him, perfectly past the Turbo.
Just the finesse, like, it doesn't have to be some kind of crazy mechanical touch. It's just the finesse with which he was able to turn his car back and kind of roll it off of his, like, pretty much between the wheel and the bumper, giving it just the right amount of touch for Turbo Pulsa. Picks up a goal here for NRG, and they have a lead halfway through game 3. Justin dumps that one out. G2 trying to figure out.
Commit.
Oh, and JNAPS, he gets the demo. Do they have the goal? No!
Oh my!
No! You have the space and the time. What are you doing? Chicago, he tried to force it in.
That was the opportunity. They had the demo, even off of the miss hit.
It was wide open.
They just couldn't squeeze it in.
They even had time. Rizzo was there. If anything, you could at least give it back to JNAPS either way.
Jordan, you're slamming your hands on the desk here. I can feel the frustration, and you can only imagine that's probably multiplied by 10 if you're on this side of G2.
And I mean, you can understand Chicago there. You really felt like he had it, and you're feeling the lack of offense after NRG have just stopped everything. This is a good block from Chicago. See if he can do something against Justin here, who had to wait for that touch. Garrett G gets this out, but only for a second. Rizzo can't.
I mean, you got to find some better of a contact with the ball. If you're Rizzo right there, he could have popped it up over the goal line, looked for any backboard pass, and still he just falls short, hitting it to the side.
Bounce off the corner. Demo for the second man. Gives a little bit of space. Chicago only buys a little bit of time. Justin, weak shot. It doesn't matter. It goes in. NRG, huge insurance goal against G2.
Turbo in the corner doing a good job of forcing it towards the net. Chicago just can't get a solid clear, and nobody from the defensive side of G2 is expecting that, and the rotation is too slow to come in.
1:10 left. And if the scoreline holds, if this lead holds, G2 will be swept by NRG. And, you know, we had a lot of talk about this NRG team, how big this roster move was to get Turbo Pulsa moving to North America. What does he add to this roster? Maybe a week one, if you will, for Turbo. Yeah. But he's scored more than a couple of times.
That's what they need. And here comes another chance for Justin, an open net. He doesn't even shoot. He takes it to Turbo.
And it was a tough angle for Justin if he wanted to find this shot. Instead, Turbo serves up Garrett perfectly. Garrett has G2 beat right there, and Turbo is like, I'm here.
I love the decision making. Justin is the striker for NRG, and even he notices it's a difficult shot. Let me go for the pass. Doesn't let any of that striker mentality get involved with his decision making.
And the quickness from Garrett on that play as well. Like Turbo punches that up, but Garrett was ready for it the whole way, and he beat the G2 defender. I think it was JNAPS who had to leap up for that. And he couldn't find the touch. This whole series started out so strong for G2. They came out to a huge...
They almost gave me a heart attack with that first goal. And then now they're just slowing it down. And it seems like you said, Jordan, I want to reiterate, Turbo, what does he add? The first weekend, not the best performance, but that's what... NRG doesn't need everybody to pop off at the same time. Conserve your energy, wait for it, and I didn't even mean to make a pun there, but it works.
It's okay. Back up high. The corner played out. This game is over. NRG take the top spot in North America at the end of week 2. And what a performance in those back 2 games. Did not let G2 have anything.
Yeah.
G2, this got away from them in game 1. And got to go back to the drawing board. They got some work to do.
I mean, that was a stellar performance from everybody on NRG Esports. The defense pushing up, intercepting. We barely saw any of the classic G2